Well, I didn't stay with that too long because I have some very important people in the studio with me. And it's exciting. I see Rebecca Surdek looking around. So Rebecca and Mike Surdek and their lovely colleague over here
Amy Miller.
Miss Amy Miller. I told her when she walked in the last time I saw her, she had her hair up in a bun. So she was, who were you playing? It was Halloween. It was a Halloween show.
Last Christmas.
Was it last Christmas? Miss Santa? You were Mrs. Claus.
I was Mrs. Claus, and my character was Beulah Tallulah.
Yes, Beulah Tallulah. I love that. Welcome into the program, all of you.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
They're the Old Time Radio Hours. By the way, I want to tell you something, Rebecca Surdek. I picked up a magazine from Virginia, and there you were in the October edition.
That's right.
What a photograph and what a story.
Thank you. No, I was happy to be part of Historic Tuckahoe's reissue of Mary Randolph's The Virginia Housewife Cookbook. Originally published 1824, I was part of the team that retyped the entire book, reformatted it in the 19th century style, and worked with Historic Tuckahoe to bring Virginia history cooking back to the stage, so to speak. That's what I do. That's what we all do, is bring Virginia history back to the stage.
I don't think anybody does it better than you, I'll be very honest.
Oh, thank you.
No one does it better than you. But we're not here to talk about that.
No.
We're here to talk about what will be recent history in December.
Yes.
And we're talking about the 27th, correct, of December?
Yep, 27th and 28th.
That's exactly right, Mike. And tell everyone what's happening on December 27th.
Well, on the 27th, we have our 7:30 p.m. show. And for those that would like to catch a matinee, we have one the very next day on the 28th at 2 p.m. at the Kimball Theater.
And this is their Christmas program.
It is.
You just finished up your Halloween show, which was terrific.
Thank you.
Absolutely terrific.
Thank you.
Those younger people in the audience were wide-eyed. They'd never seen anything like a Foley table. They had no idea what they were going to see up there. It was amazing. So let's talk a little bit about this Christmas program. How long ago did you start this? When did this actually start?
Ooh, well, let's see. You want to take that, Rebecca?
The radio show started in 2006, I think, as an independent production offshooting from the Williamsburg Players. And then it morphed into colonial Williamsburg-centric theming, early 20th century Williamsburg theming, around 2011 when we started performing at the Hennage Auditorium for colonial Williamsburg. Now we're completely independent, and we perform at the Kimball Theater. So it's exciting to bring these nostalgic and charming stories to life. Many of the stories and the personalities, the businesses that we showcase in the program are in living memory for lifelong Williamsburg residents. So that's really fun.
And for our newcomers who want to know more about the history of this wonderful, wonderful area. Okay, so we have our shows on the 27th. Mm-hmm. We have them on the 28th. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have these folks back with me again. This is just to give you a little teaser, as I like to call it. And I noticed that Mike has in his basket.
Oh, yes.
Lucky is with you.
Lucky is here. Yes, indeed. Lucky.
Can you let him say a few words for Lucky?
Absolutely. Lucky, are you ready for talk?
Okay, Lucky, thank you. He's eating the microphone, Mike. Watch him over there.
Well, it is lunchtime.
Maybe he's just licking it.
Yeah.
He's just licking
it.
Anyway, this is a wonderful production because it takes you back in time. Now, would you like to share a little bit about that, where you're showcasing the time period for this Christmas program?
Yes, absolutely. So it's generally the early stages of colonial Williamsburg's restoration. So the mid-1930s, loosely connected to the personalities, businesses, that were here at that time. As the town is going back in time and yet progressing. Looking at the future of Williamsburg as the past.
Which it does. And it is so wonderful to have a talented group like you. Mike writes the scripts. You write the scripts together, don't you?
We do.
This is a big deal, folks. Trust me. They're not getting this out of some old-time movie they picked up or read a book somewhere. They actually create this program, and it takes a lot of talent to put this together because everyone who comes to this pretty young lady here on the very end, you bring your own talent to the stage when you do this program, and many times you have to be versatile. You have to be different people. You're not just one character. You're different people.
Very true.
Exactly. And we're fortunate that we can bring these stories to life. And let's give credit where credit is due, because we couldn't do it alone. Nobody would come just to see two people on the stage. But we have been fortunate to partner with our friends, our solid gold friends, who have a loyalty to quality programming in this town. Many of us are involved in education through the museums and schools. In fact, 2 of our cast members are not here because of their employment with the museums and the schools. So let's say hello to Deborah Sodelholm, who's teaching today, and Sam Miller, who's working at one of the local museums today. But we couldn't do this alone. So we partner with our very talented friends, and truly, it's a dream to come true for us to be able to work and share this experience creatively with people who love Williamsburg as much as we do.
I don't think anybody could have said that any better. That was well said.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
And I just love the way you incorporate the businesses and you put those old-timey commercials together. I mean, it really is entertaining from the moment you start to the very, very end. So have you want to give us some little samples here of what we're going to expect to hear and see on...
Yes, the show opens with one of our main sponsors, which is Virginia Ham. Believe that, right? And so this is a singing commercial, and Amy will get us in the key. All right?
All right, Amy, do your thing over here.
When you need a ham for your table, and when no other meal will do, just remember ham from Virginia, the best in the world, yes, it's true.
Betty, are you serving your pineapple and clove ham for Christmas?
You know I am. My family looks forward to this every year. How about you, Paige?
I am fixing my ham with a lemon glaze from my grandmother's receipt.
It sounds delicious.
When you need a ham for your table, and when no other meal will do, just remember ham from Virginia, the best in the world, yes, it's true.
Virginia Ham's available at the A&P, Williamsburg's grocery store.
That is just a tidbit.
That's how the show opens.
That's right. That's just a tidbit of what you're going to enjoy live on stage. And that's one of the things that I really love. I love live theater. I love live theater. And you bring such a different... You just don't see anybody doing this anymore. That's what makes it so special.
Well, thank you. It's unique that the stories are based in Williamsburg, and to take stories from the old Virginia Gazette newspaper and stories from oral histories from lifelong residents and, put them back on the stage.
Mike, tell everyone a little bit about your Foley table, because they heard me mention that.
Yeah,
what is that?
Well, basically, a Foley table, it's a nice way of saying sound effects. Basically, we really like to not only bring back the old stories, we like to bring back the techniques of which were used to help paint the picture in people's minds as they're hearing the stories. You have to sort of add those little things, and of course, the second you hear some, instantaneously you're taken to a Christmas scene or a sled going down the thing. And of course, we also have to have, with that, you have to have the horror, so occasionally we'll add some simple sound effects like that. And our Foley table, it's got, anywhere between, depending on the show, we usually have around 30 to 40 different props on it. Our collection is around 400 items in total. We actually have a complete shed dedicated to nothing but the storage of all the sound effects that we have created for the show.
I don't want to give away the magic, but that was Tupperware you used for horse hose, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
That's what I thought.
Yes, we spared absolutely no expense. We have a whole 15 cents invested in this one here. And like I said, we're always, in every show, we always try to, not that we need any more items, but we always seem to try to find a way to add another item. So for this show,
yes.
I have made another item for our collection. I have made, basically, it's a kazoo horn. I'm not sure what the proper name on that is.
Because he just invented it.
So basically, I'm going to go ahead and make this. But basically, this is just a way so we can get some silly sounds, let's have a conversation on that. Would you take a quick phone call over there?
Dr. Payne, Center Parlor. This is Miss Baker. How may I help you? Oh, hello, Betty. What's new? At the Yule Festival? I know him. She did. She did? Oh, keep me posted.
And so on and so on.
You know what, Mike? It looks like a hat for the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz. That's what I thought as soon as he showed it to me. It's just amazing. The program is something you really do not want to miss. Tell people where they need to go to get these tickets for this show, because they're already selling, aren't they?
They are selling, yes. Actually, I checked in just before we came here, and there are some tickets still available. Of course, we always encourage, get them soon. Make sure you get your tickets, and don't want to get the door, and there's no more room. But basically, the best way to look for it is if you go to the Colonial Williamsburg event page. It has a link to our tickets, as well as you can go to our website, which is one big word, WilliamsburgOldTimeRadioHour.com. And both of them will take you to Eventbrite, which is our ticket service that we use. And if anybody wants to go directly to it, they can also just type tinyurl.com/WOTHRXMAS. tinyurl Williamsburg Old Time Radio Hour, basically abbreviated Christmas, Xmas. So there's many places you can find us online. Basically, if you probably just search Williamsburg Old Time Radio Hour on any search engine, you will find it there as well.
Okay, so we need to get our tickets as soon as possible. Let's tell them the date of the show again.
Absolutely. So it is Friday, December 27th at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday, December 28th at 2 p.m.
Now, is there anything else any of you would like to add before we wrap this up? Anything at all? Little extra something you want to throw in, Rebecca? I see those eyes.
Kind of thing. What do you want to do, a PSA real fast?
We can do
Yeah.
yes.
It'd be a nice way to close it.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay. The Milliner's Shop would like to remind visitors that cutting in line is not permitted. That's right. There is to be no cutting in line. Anyone caught with scissors will be asked to leave the historic area. Thank you.
The Colonial Williamsburg Foundation would like to remind all visitors not to take pictures while visiting the historic homes and galleries. I repeat, do not take pictures. They are nailed to the wall for a good reason.
Well, thank you to the Old Time Radio Hour folks, and that is Amy. Amy, go ahead and tell them goodbye.
Goodbye, folks.
Okay, she made that simple. Rebecca?
See you at the show.
And Mike?
Goodbye.
Are we going to get anything out of Alan Darson? Are you actually going to be quiet over there?
You want me to have it goodbye?
Did you do it goodbye? Yeah.
I was told there was going to be sandwiches.
We'll work on that the next time they come. How's that, Alan? All right. Thank you, folks.